Hello everyone, Mr. Talbot here for you. As we've been kind of looking over some things, we really want to take a little bit of time to go over some of the common mistakes on Checkpoint 4. So if you've been looking at some of your feedback, some of these comments might look a little familiar to you. So really where we're seeing the biggest issues on Checkpoint 4 is the speaker portion of it, whether you're doing SOAPy and that would be the S, or you're doing the hippie or happy acronym, that's going to be one of the P's. We're not really looking for, like the point of view that the people in the poster look like, or what's the point of view of this poem. We're really looking for more, what information do you know about the artist or the creator or the writer of the document. So things like nationality, things like ethnicity, things like occupations or experiences that person had, those kind of things, again, about the creator, not so much the people you necessarily see in the poster or discussed in the poems or whatever. So keep that in mind. We're going to look at some examples here that hopefully help you understand that. And then the other one, probably the harder skill here, and that's why it's more towards the 5 and 6 of our scoring guide, is the getting to the why piece of SOAPy, happy, or hippie. So a lot of times when you see the why, you're thinking, okay, well, why does this document matter? It's not really what we're going for. Instead, what we're going for is start looking at ideas of reliability, ideas of credibility. How might the information be biased? Why might it be credible? How is stuff about the speaker, how does that affect the contents of the document? So if it's from a German, it might be a little biased towards the Germans. If it's from a government official telling the public, they may be trying to mislead the public a little bit. Or if it's government official to government official, they might be a little more truthful with each other. Or they might be trying to mislead you. Again, you got to kind of look at all the different pieces of that hippie, happy, or SOAPy. So we're looking at 2 examples, and I'm going to hope this makes a little more sense as we go through it this time. So I appreciate you watching this. So the piece I have here is a diary entry from World War I. So this Jonathan Simmons, he's a British infantry soldier. He writes this during World War I. He's involved in trench warfare. He's writing this to his friend. And the purpose of this piece was just to kind of tell him that he's okay and what life was like on the front. So again, the speaker here, again, you could say it's first person, but the bigger thing is telling me, the name of the person, but don't just stop at the name. Go into what do we know about the person. I don't need their whole life story, but a couple things that is going to help you answer the why here. So you notice I did a little highlighting here as I went into the why. Your why section does not and probably should not be this long. You should probably pick like one of these colors. I don't need you to break down every single piece affecting the content. Just pick one that really kind of affects it the most. But I just want to give you an example of how you can use different pieces as you do this again, but don't feel like yours has to be this long. So what I said is, since Jonathan is a soldier, he has a reliable first-hand experience about what it was like living in the trenches. But he may not have a tactical understanding of the war since he's not in a command position. That's going to be something that affects that. So as I'm looking at this, I'm not going to see information about, well, why are we here? How is this important to us winning the war? But what I am going to see is stuff about, what it was like living in the trenches. So here we see, the weather is awful. It's raining, wet through to the skin, and, you can see he's kind of down, How can you expect men to live like this? So again, really good experience for what it's like as a soldier, not so much how does this affect the whole overall war. As a British soldier, so getting to his nationality, he might have a different experience in the trenches than a German soldier because the Germans had better trench systems and better trench engineering. So that would be using a different piece. Again, I could do either one here. And then finally I said, since he's writing to his friend, looking at that audience piece of it, he might be more truthful about what it was really like, as opposed to maybe if he was writing to his parents or to like a girlfriend or something, I might think he might be trying to make me think it's not quite as bad because he doesn't want those people to worry too much. So again, any of those pieces can affect the contents of this document, can affect the credibility, the reliability of it. So that's a written one. I wanted to close out looking at a poster one for you. Let me move myself here. So we have a poster. It was made in 1943. So for that historical context, I gave the year that it was made. But beyond just saying that, I said, okay, so what's significant about 1943? Well, 1943 is when the Nazis and the Japanese, that Axis power, they're at the height of their power. So you see I picked a different acronym here, again, just to give you a different example. The audience here, this is made for an American audience. Don't tell me it's made for everyone. Tell me, which nationalities are probably most directed to. The point of view, again, this is that speaker part. So I want to get to stuff about the creator. So I'm lucky here. I know the actual name of the artist. It's Bernard Perlin. But if I didn't know that, if I even just knew, okay, it's made for the U.S. government, that would be enough information. And you'll see why here in a second. But I know Bernard's an American painter and he's working for the U.S. government. So my first thought is, okay, this is going to be really, really biased for the U.S. military. The U.S. government has a vested interest in making the U.S. military look good. So it's going to be, when I start now looking at the poster, I'm going to start thinking, okay, are there ways they tried to make the American military look good? And we'll see some examples of that. The purpose was to inspire patriotism, to get Americans to think this is a fight for freedom, a very positive thing, a fight that is worthwhile. This is a really difficult time for America. You're coming a few months after Pearl Harbor. Again, the Japanese and Germans, they're at the height of their power. So those are some things we got to keep in mind. So as I start looking at the Y, again, I color-coded here. Remember, you don't need to have your Y be this long. It could be just one of these different colors. I'm just giving you examples here. So I said, okay, because he's an American, because it's for the U.S. government, he's going to try and make the Americans look positive. That's great to start. Please don't stop there. A lot of you are stopping there. Then give me examples from the document of how does he make them look positive. Well, I said, well, this American military looks really disciplined, looks really strong and resolute. I've got these soldiers in the background, they're kind of looking on in admiration. So that'd be a positive thing. It's meant to inspire patriotism. So it's making reference to our proud American history of the American Revolution in 1778. So you get that, again, that the Continental Army fought for freedom, so this is a fight for freedom too. The artist may want to convey a sense of hope during a time when the Axis powers are strong. So, we talked about the context. It's made when the Axis are strong. Well, I need to inspire people. I need to give them hope. And so a way this poster does that, you're going to kind of notice the soldiers are kind of bringing the light with them into this cloudy darkness. But then we also could think about the credibility here. Okay, so this is a propaganda poster, which means it's probably not the most credible thing if I wanted to know what did soldiers really think about it, or what did Americans really think about the war during 1943, or anything like that. Because again, it's meant to be biased. It's meant to be inspiring. That doesn't make it bad, doesn't make it wrong, but it means it's something you got to think about as you analyze this. So again, what to remember as you do these things. So the big places you're missing a lot of times is on the speaker part. So again, get to what you know about the creator, their nationality, the job they had, their ethnicity could be relevant. And then when we're getting to the why, don't tell me why the document matters. Tell me why that other stuff from SOAP, from HIP, or from HAP matters. So why does it matter that this person's American? Or why does it matter that this was written to a friend? Or why does it matter this is a propaganda piece? How does that affect the credibility? How does it make it reliable? So those are things to think about. So hopefully that helps, guys. If you got questions, though, please email your teacher, and we will do everything we can to help you. Thanks, guys.